Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Stage Racer, episode number 82. We're nearing the end of La Vuelta. Into the back half anyway. It's stage 15 of 21, and this one, yeah, it's a big one. We've got 4 big climbs plus a fifth finishing climb as well. Yeah, and we're in second place overall, but it's a pretty hefty gap from us to the top. Not just in time, but in support. First climb of the day behind us, it's already taken a toll on the field. For us, it's Clark and Barbaro who have already been dropped. Peloton down to 115 riders. Breakaway has a large group of 26. Their lead is at 2 minutes. The biggest it's been is 3.5. We have pulled back time here on this flat with slight uphill section here of the valley in between first and second climb. Main reason for that is the threat that the breakaway possesses. They are loaded with a majority of the best climbers in this race, which is kind of good for us because that will ease up our grouping. So Carapaz, Lopez, Kamna, Martinez, Latour, all there, Moss, Uman, and quite a few other notable climbers as we are now halfway up this one. It's 19 kilometers and 2,000 meters of climbing, and even though it's only 5.8%, just the sheer length of it, I mean, a near 20k climb, really taken its toll. Durbridge has gone out the back, the Peloton's down to 91, but it seems like the pace has really lifted. And because of that, there's still a few more guys around compared to what might normally be there. But also that's allowing the breakaway to pull out a bit of a lead. Their lead just went up to 4 minutes, so they've gained 2 minutes here in the last about 10 kilometers or so. 10 to 15 anyway. KOM, Ciccone, Uman, Pino, Froome's up there. And we go over the top. Looks like they might come back together, and they do, and they have a 6-minute gap now, so we're going to be doing a lot of chasing here on the descent and through this valley before we hit that next climb to bring that back a bit. And the 91 riders we have now are probably staying at the 91. If the pace hadn't lifted, I would imagine I would be alone by now, so at least the pace did lift for that. It's going to make winning the stage difficult. Of course, the team objective, as you'd always guess, is they want me to win every flippin' stage in this race and win the overall while giving me zero support to do it whatsoever. This race, unlike the previous, this race, their demands have been quite absurd majority of the time. So we have pulled back a minute on the break. It's now down to 4, but actually it's starting to open up again, 4:30. I don't know if that's because they attacked the sprint point or what, but that was a very quick 30 seconds that they pulled out. It is Ineos working at the front. Though Hepburn just joined them, so we are participating in that chase a little bit. As we head into the most decisive of the climbs, this is going to really, really thin the field out, I would imagine. We'll probably be down to a group of 10, 15, maybe 20 at the most by the time we hit the top of this climb. So the longer I have some teammates here, the better. And actually, what I want to do now, Smith, okay, Hepburn, I want you to follow. And Janssens, I want you to follow. Let's get you guys up here so all 4 are together. And then with that little bit of protection anyway, we'll see how long those guys last. I do want to get to the top well, actually it really doesn't matter how much energy I have left as long as I'm still in the group. It's the next climb that's going to, at least for that race against Froome for the overall, that's going to be the one where I'm going to have to make some sort of move and late and hope that his team eats themselves up. So gap is 5 minutes. So they pulled out another minute just from the bottom of the valley near that sprint point to where we are now. It does look like we're starting to bring it back a little bit, but only by a matter of a few seconds. We are starting to pull back some of those riders, and also the peloton is thinning out rather quickly right now. 50 riders. And I'm down to just Smith with me at this point. Hepburn and Janssens are gone, and Smith is going back. So it really hasn't taken long for my team to disassemble and pack it up and go home. 45 now. Hinted at 36 there for a moment. 31. It kind of yo-yos a little bit. Are there any points left at the top? Probably not. But I have enough here that I can maybe thin this group slightly. And I'll definitely recover on the descent. So we won't use all of our energy, but we're going to eat this. Maybe if I can eliminate a few of the riders. And actually, I'm away, but that's not where I want to stay.
Into the downhill section, the riders can take a breather, but they can't let their guard drop.
Let's go ahead and grab water while I'm out front. 30k to go. Definitely still need some water. At the moment, it's just a group of 2, but we're recovering quickly. I don't care that they catch me. It's only 7 seconds. It's the amount of riders, which is now at 19, 27. 549 is the gap, so it actually has opened up. So there really wasn't much pressure within the group, but I would imagine Ineos is still loaded. There's Froome. There's Bernal. Back here a little further, Landa. Is it really just 2? Are there just 2 Ineos riders left in support of Froome? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. No, there's more than that. There's poles. It's national jerseys throwing it off, so there's still 3.
15 kilometers to the finish line.
All right, so we have 27 riders chasing the front group. They look like they're definitely going to win. It's 5 minutes, so Breakaway's got the stage wrapped up, but it's up to us now. We begin the climb, 9.4 kilometers to go. It's 9.8 overall, 1,500 meters, 7.4. This is a lot steeper than the previous climb and previous climbs of the day. Catching Uran, there's Bowman, Martinez. So we're bringing the best riders back one by one, but it does look like there's at least a few at the front that now have a massive gap pretty much right. Ooh, there's still a big group up there. How has Uran been dropped from that group? How, honestly, have all 3 of those guys been dropped? Pulling them back pretty quick. I would imagine if they've saved up a little bit of energy, they'll stay with us for a while. Yates working for Movie Star. Surprisingly, Ineos is not putting in any effort right now. Okay, here we go. Barrier, 8th place, 13 minutes. He doesn't faze me. Alright, finally we pull back Martinez. We're at 33 in the group. The group's bigger than it was, but now it starts to thin out. 2 guys go out the back. 7.5k to go on the climb. So we're only a couple K into it. Looks like we're further than that. Looks like we're halfway up. Oh, I'm on Smith. How am I on Smith? I'm on me. 4k to go. There we go. More than halfway up this climb. And energy looking pretty good. Ciccone now working at the front, but Ciccone is just KOM contender, so that doesn't faze me. Looks like we've sped up a bit. Somehow I'm to the back of the group. Okay, we see a big acceleration. Let's follow McNulty's attack. Froome going backwards.
Attack by
Nope,
Adam
he's
Yates.
following me.
Now the guys up front are asking
Yates,
serious questions
Hagita,
about the
McNulty, myself, Froome, and it's a group of 5. Hagita is 3rd place. That's probably who I want to follow. 1.5k to go, but we don't have a ton of energy. He's making the move that I was thinking about making, but with the amount of energy, I'm not thinking that's a very good idea right now. I think he'll get caught later on, so I'm going to stay with the group and there we go. Follow his attack. Let Froome do the work. Hey, I said follow attack. Wow, okay. That failed miserably. McNulty, good job. Pulls it back.
Acceleration
300 meters.
The finish line is getting close. The riders
Just an easy ride to pick up a couple points here. I don't know why that's such a important thing for me, but it is. Alright, we're going to cruise downhill. Group of 6. Yates. It's Adam Yates. Oh, we're back to 12. Okay, we're back to a peloton. Small group, over the top. 3k to go. And this is it. We use our gel right now. Not a lot of energy left for this final climb, so I'm not looking to attack right now. I am looking to not get dropped, though. Come on now. .6. Trying to ride tempo. These guys are all accelerating. I'm trying to save that energy, especially when the gel has not kicked in yet. 2k to go. 1.6.
counter-attack by land.
I'm not in the front group right now, but as we go 1k to go, gel kicks in. Let's recover it.
Congratulations. He resisted the comeback.
Ivan Sosa takes the stage win. 300 meters. Micah, Carapaz, that's all breakaway. Kamna. Froome is 5th. There's Lopez, Hagita, Galopan, and I. McNulty, that's mixed in breakaway riders with our group coming in. I didn't lose any time, I don't think. I think technically we came in together, but there might be a few seconds here or there, but I certainly didn't gain anything on that one. Unfortunately, I was hoping I'd have a little bit of energy left there at the end, really didn't. That was quite a few riders still within the group, considering it was a 230 kilometer stage and 5 climbs. Really thought the field would have thinned out so much more than that, and it really didn't. Ineos never bothered to do the work. The riders kind of just chilled out today. There was only a short while where I really saw them on the front giving any sort of chase. I finished 9th on the stage, but really I was 3rd across the line of the group of contenders. Froome, Hagita, myself. Everybody else was breakaway. McNulty right behind me, 4th across the line, and then Uman was breakaway. I think Adam Yates was the next to cross the line. There definitely will be some time gaps. I just don't know where they'll be split. Either way, I was really close to Froome and Hagita. There certainly wasn't a big gap to them. There was certainly a bigger gap behind me than there was in front of me. But we'll see how they do that. Clark is going to be eliminated on time. All of these guys already out on time. Hour and a half was a cutoff. So we just lost another rider of what's already not there. Gosh, there's still riders coming. A lot of time cuts today.
And here are the key moments of the race.
That's the key moment of the race right there. looks very key. The key to everything. All right, so the breakaway 4 on different time. Froome, we get same time. So Froome, Hagita, myself, that's good. Right behind, McNulty gets same time too, though. And then we get gaps behind us, so it does open a little bit further behind us. But the top 4 all on same time. So I'm still 5:17 down. Hagita 6:23, McNulty 6:50. Adam Yates loses some time now. 9:50 back. Gegenhardt, Barrier, 13:58. Landa, Uman, Pinot, Soler. I'm really surprised that a lot of these guys are being allowed to go in the break still. Pinot loses a bunch of time, and that's so typical. He goes in the break, gains a bunch of time, gets high up in the standings, 5th, 6th, 7th place. So he has to ride in the group, but then doesn't survive in the group and loses time. So he yo-yos back and forth in the standings. Third in the points. Not even there in the KOM. I don't know why I bothered with that. Didn't affect me, but still. I do have the under 25s jersey at least. And the team classification. Now 18th. We've slipped another spot. I do want to look at one thing, though. That was team. I thought I clicked on this. Thank you. Out of time. Bodnar, Clark, Kittle, Greipel, Groenewegen. Groenewegen was dominating the points classification, was he not? Yeah, I think he was. Ernesto Del Mar Gustavo might have been, but no, he wasn't dominating. I mean, he's not even in first place now. I think Groenewegen had complete control of the points classification, and he just got eliminated on time. And that was 3 sprinters out on time. Oh no, it's so poor I'm in second place. Gained 2 points. That's that evaluation system just gets me every time. So annoying. Why would the team be ticked off that I'm in second place when they didn't offer any support, even if they want you to win? Who's mad about second, right? If you get mad about second, it's always ridiculous. I always find that funny. You know, typical sports, you get anywhere from 20 to 30 teams in a league. Only one team gets to be champion. There's one winner and 29 losers, or 19 losers, or whatever it is, you know? And yet, you finish second or fourth. And so often, wow, you're such a loser. Seriously? I was 4th place out of 20 or out of 30. Bad. Could it be better? Well, sure, there's a few spots that could be better. Everybody wants to be the champion. But you can't have everybody be the champion. There's only going to be so many. Podium is podium. It's good. And why they feel otherwise is beyond me. Gotten that a lot this year. Basketball, NBA. Many of you probably not basketball fans, so I'll keep this brief. But the Portland Trailblazers, my hometown basketball team, smaller market. Portland is only 19th, 20th largest city in the U.S., so it's far from the top of the list. And while that gets it in a number of professional sports, it does not put Portland in that situation. It's not New York, it's not Chicago, it's not LA, it's not a major TV market, so there's less money, less attraction. So even though Portland might be a very popular city to move to as a person, especially millennials wise, the attraction is just not there when it comes to sports. So it's hard to keep superstars.
Attack by
Recent example for the Blazers is LaMarcus Aldridge, one of the best power forwards in the game. One of, I did not say the best, but one of the best big men out there. And he left
Attack by
as a free agent to his hometown area, to the San Antonio Spurs, which actually San Antonio is another medium, smaller market, but they've got the right coach, Greg Popovich. So many years with him, he's built a powerhouse there that maintains. But it's hard for them to maintain still because it's not the biggest market. And they haven't produced winning teams the way they have in years past recently. So now they really struggle to keep
The team leaders can't be too worried about the breakaway.
and attract players. But anyway, so Portland, isn't one of those big cities, big attractions. And so they've won one championship in their history. But they've had a lot of really good teams. They've played in the NBA Finals a number of times, coming up just short.
Rafael
Mostly because you had Michael Jordan on the opposite bench.
counter attack by Coffee.
So Portland could put together competitive teams year in, year out, over and over and over and over again. But getting them to be the champion is a whole nother matter. A year ago, Portland was in the Western Conference Finals, which is the semifinal overall. So they lost. They finished in the equivalency of a two-horse tie for third place. So the third, fourth spot out of a 30-team league. They had an outstanding season. And yet, they get so much negativity from online people, from analysts, from the community, and so many people say Portland sucks. They finished fourth place. Now this year was a very different year, but they blew up their roster a bit, and then they also half my team just went right out the back, and a couple of them weren't even tired.
Kialatu goes into the attack.
Not much happening right now. This is a very mild climb. It's just long. Peloton's still at 83 riders. Smith and Jansen's are here. As we go over the top, I need Smith. Get some water. It's 40k to go. Really? You got yourself water, but nobody else? Oh, now you're going to get water again. And you're going to get dropped again, aren't you? Too far off the back. No, there you go. Yeah, the negativity that surrounds them after finishing essentially in third place is astounding. They just don't get any love, don't get any respect. And it led to them making some drastic moves for this season that, combined with injuries, cost them the whole year, and they weren't even in a position to make the playoffs this season. But again, that came down to no defense and no players. I mean, there were times this season where they only had 6, 7, 8 healthy guys. They missed a ton of games. Starting center missed the entire season. Their starting power forward played 3 games for the entire season. Their starting small forward played 30 games and missed the rest. Their starting shooting guard played about 75-80% of the season, but was out for a quarter of it. And their starting and star point guard missed a handful of games himself and played injured, where he didn't perform as well through quite a few games. So their entire starting 5 missed time or all of the season. And then All right, we're technically already into this final climb, by the way, and with 15K to go, I'm still in fairly good shape, +3 on the race day condition, but the real climb begins here. So this is going to be it as we come up with the last 13K. The steepest part of it is here in just a moment. This is going to be about just retention, not getting dropped. The length of it is really all there is. 43 left in the group. We're just sitting up now without protection, right? No rider to support me. I'm going to be feeling this a little bit. That's Ciccone going. He doesn't worry me, but Higuita does, and McNulty does. Those are the guys I really should be riding with, but I'm hoping that, there we go, Ineos will do the work and pull those guys back. Trying to wait till late. McNulty goes on, so does Higuita, but Kwiatkowski, there's Poles. There we go, there's Froome. 6K to go. Just 21 riders left.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind. Another attack. This time it could go all the way.
I don't have much left for 4K to go. Higuita attacks again. How does he have that kind of energy, right? I mean, look at me, and look at what I'm carrying here. And I'm just cruising along, and yet he's attacking and attacking and attacking over and over again. And yet here I am, right? Just struggling right now to stay in the group. It's 2.4K. We're almost to the end now. But it's just astounding that they can do that. And did we catch him? Oh, we did.
Alone against all.
But I've got nothing left to attack here at the end. 700 meters. There goes Froome. He's going to gain a few seconds. Rivera takes the stage. Badili, Micah, Dennis, Izaguirre, Martinez, Latour, Carthy. I'll be on same time, but Froome's going to cross first. Froome, myself, not gaining anything. His team's just too strong. Reichenbach, Higuita, McNulty losing time. His attacks cost him, so he'll drop back a bit. Gegenhardt, there's McNulty, Simon Yates. Still no sign of Adam Yates. Still no sign of my teammates. First one to cross the line is Smith, a million places behind the front. And again, team's just getting smaller and smaller. Cutoff's an hour 7, so nobody's going to get eliminated today at least. That was a relatively easy stage compared to how stages go, but there was just... Again, for me, it's coming down to the lack of team support, right? If I had somebody protecting me through a good chunk of that climb, I would be saving energy. I would be able to attack late. But without that, my energy is just slowly drains and slowly drains and slowly drains. I can stay in the group. I can be there at the end. But I've got nothing left to attack with. At least I'm not losing time. I mean, that's the good thing. But without any team support, how did Froome get different? How I followed right on his wheel. I mean, there was, a foot between his back wheel and my front wheel, and he gains 9 more seconds. I guess the only good... and Higuita doesn't lose time. Higuita was 6 bike lengths behind me. Froome was 1.1 bike lengths ahead of me, and he gets different time, but Higuita, who's like 6 bike lengths back, gets same time. Ay, this game. 5:26 the gap. Full 5.5 minutes to go. There's no way we're catching him. It's going to be second place. Higuita is 6.5 back. McNulty loses a little bit. 7.5 now. 2-minute difference. The race really is just a 4-horse race because Adam Yates now at 11 behind. There's no way we're dropping back that far. And with McNulty slipping, and honestly, I mean, come on. I should be able to beat McNulty hands down. I should be able to beat Higuita hands down, but somehow he's still in it. I mean, he's only a 79. Shoot, McNulty's a better climber. It's just the resistance and stamina for him. His stamina's a 68, yet these guys are still there and attacking. That's what playing on the hard difficulty does. Like, it turns them all into Supermen when it comes to their stamina. They don't run out of stamina. You do. That's the difference. The pace-wise, I can climb better than them all day long. But they outlast me, and that's why the team is so important. That's where you make up for it. It really is. Where you play on the harder difficulty, it takes the team to save your stamina because everybody else's stamina outlasts yours. You've got to have way more stamina than everyone just to be on par with them in that regards. And then you go from there. That's why there's no drop-off here. Froome's not dropping off. His stamina's a 68. His resistance is a 74. His climbing's still in the 81. I mean, he's still a very good climber, but at 37, this is not the same racer he was. But all of these guys, none of them are fading.
I'm on it.
None of them are dropping off. Yates is, but none of these three. So they all seem to be in some sort of fitness peak, the three of them. And their stamina just lasts. And I can't outrace them. I can't outlast them because I'm spending half a stage riding solo. We'll take a very brief look at what's left of this race, and then that's going to be it for today. Stage 17, sprint. Oh great, Smith is now ill or injured. That's not helping us. That was essentially a rest day for us. Punchy. This is the kind of place where I could gain a little bit of time. One short, steep climb, 6K. Should be full strength at the base. And then it's just pure you versus them. And I have the hills and mountain ability that they don't have. It's the one place where I could do something. But that's stage 18. So stage 19, it's another little punchy one. Same sort of thing. I might be able to gain 20, 30 seconds between the two stages. Maybe a minute, but not 5.5. And then one last big climb on 20. 12K, 10%. That's going to be pretty decisive. That's where time gaps could be big, but it's not going to be 5 minutes big. It might be 2 minutes. It might be 3 minutes, plus or minus. And at this rate, probably minus, more likely than plus. So at this point, I think I'm riding for second. Really only one climb left and two little punchy ones where small gains can happen, but it's just so hard to beat a team with that organization. And that's the reality of real life as well. That's why they are so dominant and why they continue to win. It's not necessarily that they've got the best guy, they've got the best support. And I have zero support with this group. And it thins out more and more every few stages. I mean, we've got 5 guys, and you got Barbaro and Durbridge on massive negatives with huge fatigue. Hepburn and Jansen's are good. Smith now is got a bit of a sniffle, and he's the highest placed guy. He's the only one in the top 100. Regardless, second place. Really, I can't complain about that. My team can complain all they want, but I'm happy with second to Ineos. Where I'm heading next season, I'm excited that I'll be getting that support, and I think things could be very different. And if I'm losing next season, with that support around me, that's where we can start to go, hey, come on, Decathlon. You should do better. Anyway, I am Decathlon Gamer, and that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, everyone. Be safe out there. This is a very trying time for the world. Bye for now.